Hey, welcome to Business Talk, our weekly University of Rio Grande, Ohio State University South Center's podcast show. We are here at the University of Rio Grande TV studio, and not only are we doing live internet radio through Blog Talk Radio, but we're also live on the Jackson Educational Access Channel and Channel 17 University of Rio Grande TV channels. Our podcasts are archived and placed on YouTube for viewing and listening again. Our mission is simple: promote the University of Rio Grande and its diverse educational programs, promote the Ohio State University South Centers and its many business technology programs, promote the various small businesses and economic support organizations, and finally promote Southern Ohio, a great place to live, learn, and enjoy life to the fullest. Co-hosts are Jason Winters, Director of the Center for Small Business Entrepreneurship, and Mike Thompson, Instructional Design and Media Services Director, who are both with the University of Rio Grande. I'm also joining the team, Patrick Dengel, Business Development Specialist, and depending upon the seasons, we have an MBA student, Nate Walzer. Nate is assistant coach. And I learned just recently that University of Rio Grande has been doing extremely well in their soccer, and they are playing now in the finals.
I seen Nate Walzer today walking up the street.
Well, we'll have to find out what's going on with
that.
That's right. And then we also have Justin Dugan. Justin is an undergraduate student, and he helps with the technology and things of that nature. So we have a really good group of individuals that are involved. Today we have a special guest. Today, Samantha Brabham. Samantha is the marketing director for at least 3 businesses.
That's right.
We're looking at Rollin Truck Center.
Red's Rollin Garage.
Red's Truck Center.
And the Wounded Goose Restaurant.
Yeah. We're going to talk about the Wounded Goose Restaurant in a few minutes. They have a sandwich there. Every time I come in to the restaurant, if you have not had their mushroom burger. Is that
a burger with mushrooms on top, or is that a burger with mushrooms in it?
It has mushrooms on top with Swiss cheese smothered over it.
Okay.
It is the best. Now, I know that they have a variety of different tasty sandwiches and really good meals and things of that nature. So I'm looking forward to bragging on that sandwich. Samantha, welcome. It's really great to have you.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate you inviting me out today.
Well, let's begin, but let's first find out about you.
Well, I was born and raised here in Gallia County, Bidwell specifically. I was born into a family business. It originated as Red's Rollin Garage. My parents opened that company in 1976. I am the last of 3 children. All of us work in the family business. My sister owns the Wounded Goose. My mother owns Red's Rollin Garage, and in 2010 we expanded and opened Red's Truck Center, which is right off the highway. So that's pretty much my life all summed up.
So is there a Red that works there?
Red was my father.
Okay.
He passed away in 1998. My mother took over the company.
And so it's been a woman-owned business. It's been a thriving business. It's interesting for those that know the Brabham family. There is a spirit within the family that is never give up. Let's continue. I think your mother once worked 2 days straight before taking a break.
Well, I wouldn't doubt it. I was probably sleeping or at cheerleading practice or somewhere, but she works very, very long hours. She comes in early in the morning and she leaves early the next morning, catches a couple hours of sleep, and then she's back at it.
And I know Tim does the same thing, and I know that Catherine, who has the Wounded Goose, does the same thing. So there's a lot of energy that you have.
or the lack thereof by the time it's over.
Hey, and you also have been involved with the University of Rio Grande in high school?
Yes, I graduated from River Valley High School in '06, but my junior and senior year I attended the university for post-secondary options program. So I attended all my high school classes here at the university instead of on campus at River Valley.
You think that's a recommended thing to do?
From my point of view, it is. A lot of people see different pros and cons to it. You do miss out on a lot of things at the high school. You don't see your friends all the time and, random high school things like that. But I would definitely recommend it. You get 2 years of college paid for, taken care of, and if you play your cards right, you can actually graduate high school with an associate's degree. Mm-hmm. Which I did not, but I could have.
I understand. And then you had an opportunity at Hawking Technical School to acquire a degree in...
my degree is in fitness management. And
management.
Yeah, I used that degree. I worked in Charleston, West Virginia for 1 year, and then I moved home. And for 3.5 years, I worked as an independent contractor as a personal trainer.
Oh, very good. And... because I know that the University of Rio Grande has a number of fitness managers, if you want to call it that, because of our soccer or international soccer and things of that nature. Is it a field you would recommend to a lot of students?
If you're really interested in physical fitness and health and making a lot of money quickly without having to work real hard, absolutely. It has a lot of perks. It just wasn't really for me. I'm more of a businessy, marketing, accounting type person, I guess.
And so I noticed
maybe
that
you could blend some of that into Red's Rollin Garage. I mean, like the mechanics would come in, and you could lead them through some like warm-ups.
Well, not to that extent, but when we built the new facility in 2010, we included a fitness room upstairs, which was originally going to be mine for teaching my classes and doing my personal training, and I ended up kind of changing my mind about life again, and I became an insurance agent instead. So we stopped construction on that room, and we have a treadmill, an upright bike, and a Bowflex type thing, a knockoff of a Bowflex. So a lot of our mechanics do go up there and work out, which helps with our health insurance rates for our group policy, keep everybody a little healthier. But
yeah, they need to stretch a little bit before they lift those transmissions.
They do.
Is that why we did jumping jacks and running in place calisthenics before we started this program?
You got to get the blood flowing.
And we have push-ups when we're finished.
Wow. I can do one.
You're doing better than me today.
And so I know that your mom and Catherine and Tim are very active in the businesses, etc. It's just sort of in your blood, isn't it?
It is, and it's hard to get away from it.
And on the marketing end, marketing is really a very large topic.
Very broad. There's a lot of directions that you can go with it. There's, especially today, you have your online marketing and the advertising. It's endless. Having 3 different types of businesses, although automotive and trucking are similar, even combining our marketing right now is sort of difficult because we're not marketing to the same audiences necessarily in all aspects. So it's very challenging because it's so broad. But at the same time, it can be beneficial, if that makes sense.
What's the difference between the two businesses? You got the Red's Rollin Garage and the Truck Center. What do they do differently?
At Red's Rollin Garage, we do all of our automotive repairs. If you have a car or a light-duty truck, that's where you'll have it worked on.
So that's the Bidwell side of it.
That's our original location on 554 in Bidwell. The new location is for anything heavy-duty, diesels, semi-trucks, school buses, RVs. We have state-of-the-art equipment, and we take care of all that there. We also do parts at that location. And fun fact of the day, we've recently taken on Gravely zero-turn mowers, which we'll pick up more in the spring, but we're now a dealer for those as well.
Oh, very good.
So we do lots of different things, and I'm proud to say that we excel in most of them. the personal training, I wouldn't ask my brother to do that, but everything that we've taken on in the past, we've done really well with.
And that includes motorcycles and scooters? I have a scooter.
I have a stepbrother that's a motorcycle mechanic, but not for us.
Oh, okay. All right. Because I know that right next to the trucking center is the Honda place. Harley Davidson.
Yeah.
And I found that you have a nice location out there.
It's a growing interchange.
Yes.
850 and 35.
Yes.
We're very pleased to have landed on that spot, and we hope that in the future we'll have the opportunity to build the restaurant out there to get a little more visibility and road frontage. And in the future, if we do decide to relocate our automotive company, it would be in the same area.
I know that Bidwell. Can you share any facts about Bidwell? It seems like it's welcome to Bidwell on both sides of the sign, but everyone that I've met from Bidwell is real nice. What is it down there that?
Well, we're a very small community. I'm not very old, but I remember when I was a kid, we could walk through town and ride our bikes or our dirt bikes through town, and you didn't have to worry about people bothering you. We used to ride down to Wickline's grocery store to get lunch, and it was just a little something you'd see in the
just
movies.
Nice people down there.
Yeah, and it's always been a really nice, tight-knit community for the most part.
And what is it, about 1,000 individuals, would you say? A little bit more than that?
I haven't the slightest clue what our population is.
But it's right down the road from the ever-expanding industrial park.
That's right. And they've just listed some properties, put signs up, and they're actively seeking businesses to come into the industrial park now.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be really good for our area.
Yeah. I know that Gallia County has worked a great deal on expanding their industrial park. Let's see, there's Bob Evans in there. There's Silverbridge Coffee.
Mm-hmm.
There's Red's Trucking Center.
We're not actually part
you're
of
real
the
close.
industrial park, but yeah, we are.
You're surrounding it.
We're within I would say 3/4 of a mile.
Mm-hmm.
And we also have Ohio Valley Track Works and the cabinet shop. I can't remember the name of the cabinet shop, but they have beautiful cabinets.
3 minutes after our show's over, we'll all remember. Oh, that's it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I know.
On the other side of the road, you've got the
Winery.
Well, yeah, you got the winery, and then the gun shop, Backwoods Guns,
Yeah, Backwoods Guns.
and then the Blodgett dermatologist.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
So-
it's an ever expanding area, and I hope that eventually we run out of space and we have to buy more.
Yeah.
If you're running out of room, that means you're doing something right and you're growing.
Being a marketing director really requires a lot of experience in a lot of different things. Let's see, you've had experience on a one-to-one basis. You understand what it takes to on the personal training. You don't just hang your shingle up and people automatically walk to you. You have to go in there and you have to sell, and so you have had that experience. You've worked at the Chamber of Commerce
Twice now.
fantastic, and you've helped a really good Chamber of Commerce in Gallia County.
Yes, I was very pleased to have been a part of the Chamber of Commerce. The first time that I worked there, I was 15 and I worked as an intern, and I got to do a lot with excuse me. I got to do a lot with the River Recreation Festival and some of the summer events that they have going on in the park. And this last time that I worked there, I was filling in temporarily until they could hire someone, until the point that I had to leave to go back into our company. But they have a lot of brilliant people that are a part of the Chamber of Commerce that are working together to try to do great things for our area. And once you have everybody on board for an idea, the possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
Once you have that community involvement and the participation that you need, you can do anything.
Yeah, I know you have Mary Ann Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
She's the consummate volunteer.
Mm-hmm.
She loves. As a matter of fact, she's over our MBA advisory group. But she has her own radio show, and she's just a phenomenal person. Then we have Lori Neal. Lori is the director, IMO, and that's a special designation to chamber people that go through the extra mile. Your board is fantastic. So you just have a nice group of working people that really expand. And I know they work closely with Bob Hood. We've had Bob on the show a couple times.
Yes, I've worked with Bob quite a bit. He's a fun character, very good to work with.
Yes, he is. So I'm glad. So a marketing director really needs that exposure to the organizations. But something I found out, Mike, I did not know. You were a tow truck driver.
I was. When I was 16, I started driving our 1-ton truck. It was a light duty for cars and small trucks. And I drove that truck until I was 18, after school and in the summers, evenings, things like that. And I was actually in class over here at the university when I heard on our two-way radios that one of our drivers had wrecked my truck. So it was a sad day, and I didn't drive any after that. I hated the new truck. I think I resented it. So
did people as a 16-year-old look strange at you when you pulled up to their car?
I had a woman once look at me like I was an idiot, and she said, "You look like you're 12. Do you even have a driver's license?" And I'm like, "Well, yes, I do, and my truck runs, so you're either going to have to get in with me or drop the attitude." It was just, it was offensive, but you deal with it. And
Sure.
Especially at that point, we had been a female-owned company for 6 years, and not that everyone is that way, but you have to learn to take comments like that, whether it's about your age or your sex.
Yeah, because it's a trucking thing.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't see very many women in that industry. And actually, I'm very proud. My mother was named Woman Tower in Tow Times magazine, which if you're not in the towing industry, you probably have never read it. But they did a beautiful write-up, and it was kind of a surprise to her. She was nominated by her board from the Towing and Recovery Association of Ohio, and she was surprised with the award, didn't even know that she had been nominated.
That's great.
So it was a pretty big deal for us.
Well, I know I had an opportunity to use your services. I was down at the Chamber of Commerce, and lo and behold, if I didn't leave my keys in the car, they were dangling right on the steering wheel.
Did you get locked out?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
I used to assist campus police with unlocking cars on campus. They would actually call in sometimes and say, "Hey, is Samantha around? We're having trouble unlocking this car." And that's no joke. I'm not tooting my own horn. I was just really good at it. So.
Well,
that's great to know.
Well, fortunately now I have a car that all I have to do is call, and they unlock that you can do that through OnStar.
No, that's bad for business.
Well, I understand, but let's see. There was another experience that you had. You worked at the restaurant.
I did, for a little over a year. It was quite the change of scenery. I got to interact with a lot of people. I worked on the floor as a server as well as in the kitchen preparing food, and as a manager, I did a lot of paperwork, payroll, and some marketing and catering and different things. But it was definitely a different experience, even from when I had worked in like a dine-in chain restaurant in high school. It was quite different.
For some of the listening audience, how did the Wounded Goose get the name Wounded Goose?
People ask me that question all the time. And my sister named the restaurant. She's the mastermind. And the best
That's Catherine, right?
Yeah. And the best that I can get out of her is that it's inappropriate and unentertaining. And I once caught the tail end of something about firecrackers, but I'm not at liberty to repeat or discuss. But I truly don't have the story. I don't have the real story. I think it was chosen, it was one of the finalists at a point, and I think the name was officially chosen because you have no idea what it's like unless you go there. If it's Joe's Bar and Grill, you can get a pretty good picture of what it's going to be like. the Wounded Goose, you have no clue. You don't know what I'm going to be wearing or what I'm going to be serving or anything. And you're going to remember the name, even if it's as the dead duck or the plunging pigeon. You're going to remember it, and it's going to stick in the back of your mind.
Do you think it's something to overcome since it doesn't have a direction?
It is. And
I mean, I don't know if it's like a dinner place or a lunch place or a pizza place or whatever.
I'll take this opportunity to tell you that we serve lunch and dinner,
Okay.
11 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day of the week, and we have amazing desserts. We used to serve breakfast, which we don't anymore. And I think that in not calling it Donna's Diner, that gives us the opportunity to change and grow and evolve as the economy and the community changes and grows. But it is definitely a barrier.
Well, I do know I had an opportunity to go on the web, and be quite frank with you, I started getting hungry. You have a lot of different foods, but I still love your mushroom burger.
We are known for our unique menu.
Yes.
It's not every day in Southern Ohio that you can find shrimp and grits.
Shrimp and grits.
Shrimp and grits. It's a Southern thing. It's grit cakes, battered and deep fried, served with shrimp, a Cajun, not a Cajun sauce, a Parmesan cream sauce, and hot Italian sausage with green peppers. It's been a while since I cooked it, so I had to think about that.
So it has sausage and shrimp and green peppers and the white sauce? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Over deep fried grit cakes. And I don't like grits, but once you batter them and deep fry them, the bomb. They're delicious.
I've gotten a taste for grits in the past 5 years or so.
Really?
Yeah. Even though I'm a northerner, I went to the south and I thought, I'm gonna do the southern thing, and I kind of got indoctrinated.
I do it all except the peppers. I love the shrimp and grits without the peppers.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm not a grit eater. We also have a hot brown, which is a Kentucky thing.
Mm-hmm.
It originated in the Brown Hotel in Louisville, Kentucky, and we have recreated it, and it's one of our favorites for lunch. A lot of people really enjoy that.
Mm-hmm.
So, neat things.
Yeah, yes it is. And I know that Catherine also has a catering part that she's...
Kat actually started with catering, and as the demand grew, she really needed a bigger kitchen, and at the point that you have a bigger kitchen, you might as well have a restaurant, basically. And that's how it happened. She wanted to do catering, and she kind of fell into restaurant, which she loves. So.
I understand. Well, all an individual has to do if they want to find out more about the Wounded Goose is to Google the Wounded Goose.
There's not a lot of them out there.
There is not a lot. You're absolutely correct. And I think we can safely tell the listening audience, if they want to find out the true story, if they will go to the restaurant, and if Catherine is not too busy, maybe she will share that story. And maybe she won't. It just
Has it recovered?
yeah.
Or was it supper?
It's gone now.
Yeah.
I also had the opportunity to go to Red's Truck Center, and nice webpage. I know that as marketing director, you have a to-do list that incorporates internet and it incorporates personal sales and things of that nature. I like your website because it really talked about some of the different services that you provide. Let's see, you service Freightliners, Cats, Peterbilts, Cummins, Kenworth, Mack, and Volvo. And I'm quite sure there's some other trucks that I'm not mentioning or things of that nature. Since you were in the trucking, the tow trucking, which truck, if you were to buy a semi, which one would you buy?
That's a loaded question.
Yeah, I know. You would buy them all. I understand, but
I really like the look of the newer International. It's the one that has the big, huge chrome grille. But we have a 1954 Mack that has a lot of sentimental value. that truck is actually etched in my father's headstone.
Huh.
And on both
Yeah,
sides,
you
it's
don't want
gorgeous.
to get rid of that. Yeah.
And I would maybe, instead of buying a new truck, if I were shopping, I would put my money into restoring that truck back to its original 1954 status.
It
And,
probably wasn't air conditioned or didn't have any nice suspension either.
No,
So it would be
the
a rough
roughest
truck.
ride.
and let's see, at the truck center, I know that you have over 26 individuals that are working there. They range anywhere from master mechanics to office people to tow truck individuals, etc. It's sort of like a giant hive with and your mom is the queen bee. Can we
She
say
is
that?
the queen bee.
And I know that every day is just a tad different because whenever you're serving the public, you have to accommodate for unknown kinds of things. I would imagine when we had our winter storm from Hurricane Sandy.
Yeah.
This year or the derecho of June, July?
Well, I was thinking just a couple days ago.
Oh, okay.
With
That was
the
Hurricane Sandy.
Yeah, that you were a little bit busy down at the truck center.
I am lucky enough that I don't have to deal with the dispatching, which actually goes through the automotive center. But I do believe that they had quite a few things going on yesterday afternoon with the towing side. My cousin was in an accident yesterday, so I know that's at least one to put on the list. She slid right off the road into a telephone pole. So
What's the weirdest or biggest or the thing that everybody talks about? Remember that time when that happened on the road and we had to recover or whatever?
we've had a couple of those. We had a load of butterball turkeys one time scattered all down Route 2 in West Virginia. Anytime a truck rolls over in West Virginia in the Mason County area, we recover it, and there's usually a lot of cleanup. We've had Budweiser trucks, clothing trucks, the butterball turkeys. There were swine backs, like hog, where they were cut, I guess, enormous slabs of bacon, basically. Some pretty weird random things that we've had to pack from one vehicle to another.
Yeah, because it's not just towing. You have to clean up the scene and leave it
Right.
as
Especially hazardous.
yeah.
Which we do hazmat cleanup as well. We do a lot of that for AEP, but we have several guys that are hazmat certified to do all the cleanup, disposal, and all of that stuff. And I've been trained, although I'm not certified, I have been trained to do the hazmat cleanup from start to finish as well for the spill response.
Oh, very good.
So,
Very good.
and any time that your family owns a business or you're actively involved, you have to be trained in all aspects, because if something happens to somebody, they need to be able to be replaced.
Right.
So that's really important.
What I want to know, since they are a complete center, what are we going to do about the deer population? Or maybe we should leave the deer population alone, so that way
It's good for business.
it's good for business.
The deer do well for us. I would like to see hunting season opened up a little longer, and maybe let us get a few more tags. But
Yeah.
but we'll take the population as long as it keeps us open.
I know that I was driving here from Portsmouth, and I saw the deer come. I slammed on the brakes just as the car I was passing hit them.
Oh wow!
And my heart went out for that individual.
We make jokes about it, but we don't really like to see things like
Yeah.
that happen.
Yeah. We have, one more minute?
Yeah, 40 seconds.
40 seconds, and we've only covered a little bit, so you have about 35 seconds to cover the rest.
Okay. Well, I believe that local businesses and family-owned businesses are very important to our economy. I hope that everybody, especially with the holidays coming up, will shop local and support the part of the community, the business community that's putting back for us. Every job that's created, your children may go to school with my children, and they're where they are because their parents are going to work, and I'm buying from their parents. It's
You're
just,
absolutely right.
it's a
very
huge
important.
cycle.
Yes.
It's just a big cycle, and I hope that everyone can start to get the idea of shopping local and dealing business with the people that are close to them.
Okay. Samantha, we have to have you back. I really, but if you were to bring a mushroom burger,
I can probably do that.
they are good.
I believe you.
And I really appreciate you guys having me here today. It's
Well,
been an honor.
Good luck continuing with that marketing director. You have 3 very good businesses that are very much Gallia County. I'm Patrick.
Samantha.
And I'm Mike. Thanks for watching.
Have a great evening.